This is Christoph Yalik.
This is Just Janet.
And this is K. Colley.
And this is
the Just Nuggets Podcast.
It's the playoffs, baby.
It's the playoffs, baby.
Let's go, Just Nuggets. How's everybody doing today? Christoph, how you living?
Good, man. Good, man. We ready? It's 16 more wins.
Let's go.
16 more wins.
Hey, this is the moment. This is what we've been waiting for.
Yes.
From the Just Nuggets podcast. As you know, today is Thursday, April 16th. We are just 2 days away from Game 1 of the Denver Nuggets in Ball Arena, 1:30, playing against Minnesota Timberwolves.
Minnesota Timberwolves.
Wow. And I know James Brown ain't on the podcast, but he would say it's the big payback.
It's a big pay. Let's hope so.
Because the thing about it is that the last time the Nuggets played the Timberwolves, as you know, we went to Game 7 and we're on the wrong side of it.
Yep.
So it's a good opportunity. We have the same core. We have better cast.
Yes.
To get this over the edge.
We should talk about that.
No, I was going to say, so what do you think? What's your analysis?
No, but before we jump into that, Jays, I've been seeing a lot of like the not Denver media, but like the national media got short-term memory. They forget, they had that epic 7-game series when the Nuggets choked at home in Game 7 and Minnesota won. And it's like, wow, that's really convenient to forget about the time when the Nuggets won the championship. And you know who they beat the first round? Minnesota. Right. So this is, in my opinion, this is a rivalry. The last 28 games, Minnesota's won 14. The Nuggets have won 14. And this is the tiebreaker in the series. We've won a series. They've won a series. Let's go. Best 2 out of 3.
First off, where do you rank Timberwolves on Nuggets rival? Where would you put that? Is that your number one?
Like all time? Or
No. It's like right now. Like who of the teams in the NBA would you put them as where would you put them?
I'd probably put them, they're probably our top rival because you got to think about it. Tim Conley's there. He literally went there and said, hey, I'm going to build the team to beat the Nuggets. We like I said, we faced them in the championship window. Or I would say since we started this pod, like they're the only team we've seen multiple times. You know what I mean? So I would say Minnesota's number 1. OKC's number 2 probably. Just because, you know, they're both division foes. And then for a second there it was Utah, but Utah fell off a cliff. But
they lost Donovan Mitchell.
When Donovan Mitchell got traded, that's when that one and Gobert. That's when that one ended. But think about it, Mike Conley's in Minnesota. Like I said, I just don't like them. They don't like us. They've won. They've had success in Denver. And I want to hear what Jay said before I so really cut her off.
No. I was going to say Minnesota is maybe my second one. The first one will always be forever and ever is the Lakers. You know, we hate them. They hate us. You know, take that L with you. You know, we're your daddy, all of that. I think they pick us first, too. I mean, maybe. Ooh. I think the Lakers hate us
more recently than Boston, huh?
I was gonna say more than the Celtics.
You mean Lakers and Celtics, not new, not.
Yeah, I mean, you said they would pick us.
Lakers would pick us.
No, I don't think so. I think humbly the Lakers, they're so smug. They'd be like, we don't even think about you.
Oh, whatever.
They are.
That lets me know they do think about us. We don't even think about you.
At a certain point, they should start thinking about us because we've beaten them in two straight series.
Yeah.
Anyways, I do want to get to this series that we have here, but I guess I should say the Northwest has become a very, very tough division.
Yes.
Because even Portland is now up. And they're going to be better next year. This is a very good division.
Yeah.
And so much so, you got 2 teams in the Nuggets and the Timberwolves playing in a 3-6 matchup. Anthony Edwards is coming back from his injury. They're going to be formidable. I would say in this series, I don't think this is a 7-game series for the Nuggets. Not in a cocky way or not that we aren't going to have a strong matchup against the Timberwolves. I just don't think the Timberwolves are the team that played us when they got us in 7. They are not that same team anymore.
No,
they lost.
We are,
and we've gotten better.
Yeah.
While they've lost some players that actually have made them a better team, we've got players that have made us a better roster, right?
Yeah.
Lim losing Cat is a big part of that team winning.
Correct.
if we know we can just play Anthony Edwards and the other guys have to figure out a way to beat us, I'm not as scared of them.
No.
When you can't sag off on Cat. Cat will give you 30-something points.
Yeah, he can.
He can do it. Any game of his life, he can give you 30 points. He's done it. He scored 60 plus points in a game.
Mm-hmm.
When it's only Anthony Edwards that you have to prioritize, and you got people where you could throw, like, for example, we could throw Peyton Watson at Anthony Edwards. We could throw AG. We could throw Cam. We could throw Christian Brown. That is a platoon of great basketball defenders that you can give matchups and different looks to Anthony Edwards. And when you're playing against a player like Anthony Edwards, that's all you can really do.
And he's not back full force, is he? Do you think he's back to full?
I mean, I doubt it, but I want him to be healthy. Like I don't want him to not be healthy in this series, especially when it's going down to it.
No, I agree.
And then 2, what's their matchup gonna be? I doubt they're gonna have Rudy Gobert just on Jokic like they have.
Yeah.
That might be a game strategy, but that's not gonna be the only game strategy they have. They're probably gonna have someone roam. They're probably gonna put another player on Jokic, let Rudy Gobert fly around kind of like Anthony Davis used to do in some of his Lakers series.
Yeah.
So Jokic has seen that so much. But I think Jokic has seen all the options that teams can do. They can do little guy, big, pack the middle with a big. That he's seen 2 or 3 bigs going against them with the Lakers.
Right.
He's seen that with OKC last year. Jokic is the ability to assess the game and make the right decision is the reason why I'm saying this series should not be a dogfight series for the Nuggets.
So let me
I think we're going to have dogfight series in this playoff, but I don't think this needs to be one for them.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Christoph. He talked about Cat, but Cat got replaced with Randall. You think Randall's better than Cat? Same as whatever?
Not
even close. Okay.
I would say, I mean, I think they're 2 different positions, to be honest with you. Cat likes to just play stretch. He likes to be a stretch 5.
Yeah.
But I do think
stretch all the way out to the
like he says he's the best shooting big man of all time. Like he truly is. He is a center though.
Yeah.
He's not really back to the basket, block shots at the rim center, but as someone whose team has one of those that he's not necessarily he plays back to the basketball, but he's not a rim protector like that. Cat and Julius Randle, I guess they occupy low key the same position.
Yeah.
But Cat is more, in my opinion, a true center, whereas Randle's more of a true power forward.
Power forward. Yeah.
All I want to throw at you is this. So in that game 7, when the Nuggets lost at home, not only did they have 14 points in the third quarter, KCP had 5 points on 2 of 7 shots.
How nice of him to throw KCP.
Yeah. And then Michael Porter Jr. had 7 points. No, trust me, I have one more for you. Michael Porter Jr. had 7 points, 3 of 12 from the field. And then Mr. Nugget, Aaron Gordon, had 4 points.
Yeah, but he was.
Can I say this?
Just hear me out. And they had 5 points from the bench. So you got no production. You had 34 from Nikola, 35 from Jamal. It was literally 2 players versus the stacked team.
The whole stack. And we almost won it.
Minnesota doesn't have Nickeil Alexander Walker anymore. He only had 0 points in that game. They don't have Towns anymore. So yes, I'll give you some of that. Like they don't have those players anymore. Also, Mike Conley doesn't play at the level that he played at that.
Not anymore.
But also at the same time, if you really think about it, you're going to sit here and tell me that we don't have the production from a bench unit anymore that we had in this game. I don't know. We'll see what the lineups get. Obviously, the Nuggets lineup is going to be much more condensed as we go into the playoffs. But I think we have players that could give minutes. Like Strother was a rookie.
Yeah.
Peyton Watson was a second-year player.
Yeah.
They can produce. They could give you more than 5 points.
We didn't have Tim Hardaway.
And they only lost by 8. In a 7-game series, you lost by 8. And you had 14-point quarter in the second half. I am not scared of the Timberwolves at all. I know it's 2 different teams, and I know that was a couple years ago, but I think the Nuggets team is better. They can score more efficiently. They haven't been great defensively, but they've been hurt. When they've played all healthy, they've been a sound top of average.
Number 1 offense in the NBA, pretty much.
Yeah, no, but they've been a top of average defensive team, but they've still been the best offense in the NBA. I think that's gonna just unless they have stage fright. But my question
Oh,
to
no.
Not with
my
these
question
people.
to
No.
exactly my question to Cam, Brucey B, and Tim Hardaway Jr. is why'd you come to Denver? Was it to have a good regular season or
Yeah.
was it to go win a championship? Because if
Championship.
it's to go win a championship, here's 16 games right here. 16 games,
16
16
wins.
wins, 16 wins, shall I say. But all you need to do, I guess I'd still say the same. In 16 games, come out with the dub. That's
I would have
it.
done. Yeah.
That's all it is. So
Well,
focus on getting rid of Minnesota as quickly as possible to your point, because the Nuggets will have the hardest path of any team to the
we
finals
love our
by
path.
far,
We love our
by
path.
far, and I appreciate that because I say to be the best, you have to beat the best.
Yeah.
And if you come out of what they have to come out of,
Yes.
like there's no debate of what it is. Like you have to beat Minnesota, who we've already established is great. You have to beat who we're guessing it's going to be San Antonio, and then we're guessing it's going to be OKC. Like that is a murderer's row.
Murderer's
And a
row.
lot of people say that's too much, but like I say, let's take how do you eat an elephant? Why one bite at a
One
time?
bite at a time.
And
Well, over there on their side too, let's talk about their defense. It starts with Jaden McDaniels. And for some reason, I don't want to say this because I don't know if it's necessarily true. I don't have any stats to back it up. He feels to me to be a little less potent than he was when we saw him 2 years ago. He was on his game horse. And then maybe even last year, he's a little bit. Now, maybe people have figured him out. Maybe they're sending two people at him. Maybe they're figuring that that's their defender and Gobert's their defender. But I, we, I just think we're better. I think we're better like you. So we should say what we think this series is going to go to. What about you, Dot? You think
Yeah,
it's
I'll save that
5
for
or 6 or 7 or
I'll
what?
save that for a little bit later, just because I have a little bit more analysis.
Go for it.
One being to Christoph's point, the last time we played him, that was one of those games when you look back and say, "Hey, I don't necessarily miss Malone," because Malone also just didn't play his bench. If he would have played his bench any point of that
But you didn't
series,
start playing the bench at the playoff level. You would have had to play that earlier.
but that's what I'm
You never
saying.
did.
We lost that series. We lost that series like
what
Chris
bench? What
in
bench?
January.
What bench? Yeah,
What do you mean?
because they didn't go out and get anybody. That's well documented on this pod. We don't have to go down that.
It's
No.
true. You're both
Pause
right.
and go
You're
listen to
both
season
right.
2 of this
There
pod.
was no
We
bench.
literally harped on that for so long. They didn't get anybody. That's
Yeah,
why they
you're
didn't
both
win. If they
correct.
had somebody to come off the bench, they ran that starting five into
Yeah.
the ground.
They
And then,
did.
like I said, the production 4 points, 5 points, 7 points.
Yeah,
They
they're
No, but
tired.
have
They were
it.
tired.
But Christoph, you say what bench, and I do agree with you. But if you ask this question
Now it's different.
there's players on that bench that
That
have
now-
become good players
Yes.
that weren't played in that game. Peyton Watson played 0 minutes in that game,
Peyton Watson just got offensive back this season. Keep going.
but he would have been. Is here. This is the problem with that logic. It wasn't about a bag or scoring. It was the rest. It was the rest.
It was
we
about rest.
we wanted if Jokic got 5 minutes of rest in that game, or anybody on that starting unit, that would have been enough to win that game.
Yes.
But that's why I'll say I'm not trying to hate on Mike Malone. He's a champion. He won with the Nuggets. There's all love. I'm just saying in that game alone, if you could find Jokic played 47 minutes, and Jamal basically played the whole game too. And then Michael Porter, like you said, if he was as bad as you're saying, he obviously wasn't playing great defense, and he scored 7. Payne Watson could have came in and gave you 4 minutes of defense.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that game was a coaching error. But that's neither here nor there.
And we had the short bus GM, so
yeah, go ahead. What are you gonna say?
And that's 2 years ago. Currently, though, they are constructed a certain way, and that's who we're going to play. And I still say that we're going to get the best of them if we bring our A game. Our A game is our starters do their thing, and the bench does it.
Yeah, I was gonna say before we get into predictions, I do want to go around the horn and talk about X factors for this series. And I already know who you always say, but maybe there's someone else you might have someone else today.
I'll rename him.
Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Nugget. Mr. Nugget, AG. He's the X factor in every one of these series. We just got to keep him healthy. I know. I'm just going to mention this just here because we're going to talk about it later. You can get hurt if you have a hamstring cam injury in a game. So they just got to just protect him as best they could. But the X factor in this game and this series is AG.
I think you can keep AG healthy in this series if you make his job guarding Julius Randle potentially.
But not Ant.
He does not need to be the first defender on Ant. If we
No.
can solve how to beat them without putting Aaron Gordon on him, I think that'll save his hamstring a great deal. Not to say Julius Randle can't play and he's not a physical guy, because I think Julius Randle could give him other issues. But at least they're the same style. He understands that. Anthony Edwards is very athletic.
That's where. And I think if you do a lot of cutting, like AG does, and playing with Joker, when you see, break it down, that Joker get the ball to you, you could play like that all day long and not get hurt.
And then to your other point about Jalen McDaniels, I'd say with him, I think they benefited from the fact they had what the guy Chris said, Nikhil Walker.
Yeah.
They were able to throw different people and looks at Jamal Murray. I think Jamal Murray would probably be my X factor in this series because of the fact that I don't think they have enough defenders to figure out Jamal Murray.
And that's 2 years old. That's 2 years. Let's talk about that a little bit. That's 2 years ago, Jamal Murray. That ain't the one we seeing this time. This is the Blue Mamba, off the chain, all-star, hopefully first or second team or third team
we're talking about
NBA star. That's who Jamal is. So they're going to have a hard time. Jamal has definitely come into his own.
And he's going to have a better playoff because he's a playoff riser. And I think that's another answer for this series. To me, being a series the Nuggets should win. Now
DiVincenzo, we haven't talked about him. And then let's talk about Bones, because we had Bones. The last game we played with Bones went off. Yeah. And they won that game. Okay, so we need to just lock these people down, and we can. So
Bones is an interesting guy. I think Ayo is an interesting guy too.
DiVincenzo?
No, his name is Ayo.
Ayo.
I forget his. I don't know how to say his last name.
Spell it.
Dezumi or
Zumo.
Dezumo.
He came over from Chicago. He's a defensive guy. He's not gonna kill you offensively.
You didn't pass it though.
Were you gonna pass it to me on the X Factor? Because I have two.
Go ahead.
I literally, speaking of hamstrings, I really do think it's a mix. My X Factor, and I'm cheating. One half of the X is Spencer Jones, and the other half of the X is Peyton Watson. And why I said that is because I was only going to say Peyton Watson until you said your point, Jays, about Aaron Gordon. I was like, that's a good point. And it made me say, like, you know what's beautiful about this Nuggets team is they do have a bunch of bodies they can start throwing at people now. And that's a luxury for a team that's awful in defense. And when I say that is because Spencer Jones, he's not going to shut down Ant. Ant's going to cook him. No doubt about that. But he at least can make Ant work a little bit. Yeah. He could pick up some fouls. He could be physical.
Yeah.
He's a big body.
Get him frustrated. Get Ant if he can be.
Yes. And he can maybe get some steals. He'll hustle. He will do that. If the Anderson stays up.
I was saying he has 6 fouls.
I think that was the first thing I said. I said get some fouls. I said get some fouls. And that's what I'm saying is, like, I do think that he could come in and eat up some of those fouls, some minutes, time away from AG, some of those mixes. I think he can have a good series. And the other side of that X factor is Peyton Watson. Yes. For the reasons why is because he has when he was in his scoring bag in the month of January, and then even when he kind of came back,
got back to it.
Excuse me, towards the end of March.
Yeah.
And you could start to see him slash and dash and get into his spots. Yes. That's an offensive thing that, like, the Nuggets haven't had. Like that third, for as good as KCP was, he never really had the Peyton Watson offensive bag.
No,
you know what I mean?
Three-level scorer.
We already know exactly. You never had, like, Michael Porter Jr. He never, what you saw this year in Brooklyn. He didn't exude that as a Nugget. So you have the catch and shoot guys still with CB and I guess and CJ. And then you have the dunker spot. So his game coming in and kind of slashing and dashing and keeping pushing the pace in those non-Jokic minutes. I think that if he's healthy or relatively healthy or coming back and getting healthy throughout the throughout the hopefully short series.
Yeah.
That's really good. And I heard this point, and I do want to just take it because I thought it was another good point. Is that if the Nuggets can get up 2-0, 3-0, Nuggets win the series quick. If they do what they did when they lost the series, remember they were down 0-2. They lost both the home games initially. You know what I mean? And then they had to claw their way back into the series. So if they're able to go up 2-0, 3-0, I'd write this one quick.
I agree with you. And Christoph, you make a great point. It's the ability to throw platoon. Like I think about, Kentucky when they used to do full platoon swaps on the court. But the Nuggets have that this year. And we had it, quite frankly, when we won the championship, where even if you have a good person like Anthony Edwards, we can throw a lot of different wings on you.
Yeah.
And give you a lot of different looks. Like Christian Brown, we haven't talked about him a lot, but Christian Brown can play minutes and strong minutes against Anthony Edwards.
Yes.
And it's not something that he's going to be able to stop Anthony Edwards, but Anthony Edwards might have a different problem. And what I've learned, just if you've been around the sport of basketball, like the way someone plays you is going to be different. You know what I mean? Like there's certain players on the court where it's like they shouldn't have good matchups against you, but they really do. Like I think about something like Draymond, who is a great defender anyways, but he clamped Kawhi Leonard up last night.
Did.
Like for real. Like it made you think that I was like, who's this? It was prime Draymond lockup. And I think there's moments where players are so good at basketball in the NBA. Somebody like Christian Brown can give somebody, it might not be Anthony Edwards, a different matchup where he's like, whoa, I don't like playing against that guy. I don't like playing against Christian Brown.
It's back to
you can throw all those people.
Yeah, then,
there you go. It just give him so many different looks. And that's the beauty of this team.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we've said. We said that coming into the season, they're deep. And we didn't even know it when we came into the season how deep they were because none of us were saying Spencer Jones. None of us were saying, hell, Roddy. I know he's not going to get any minutes, but like,
Strawther
if you need a big body, and Lord knows I wouldn't have said this 5 months ago, Zeke Naji. Like, we can throw bodies at you confidently to give him different looks. We don't have anybody we don't have Jordan and 92 on our team who we say, hey, go lock down their best player. Or Gary Payton or Scottie Pippen be like, yo, erase this person.
But why is that, Chris? Again, that goes back to what we were talking about earlier in this conversation. Because they got to play. So now that they got to play, we have confidence that they can go out there. Again, even you said Roddy a couple games ago.
Yeah.
Now Roddy comes in. I'm not saying he should come in.
CSU guy.
But if he comes in for 2 minutes, 3 minutes in a game, I'm not losing my SHIT. No. I'm sitting there going, okay, let's see what happens.
So you're saying the injuries have turned into a positive?
Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is that the coaching has turned into a positive. You have to put players into positions before they can do what they want. You know what I mean? If you what you do in the dark comes out in the light. If you have guys that are actually playing in minutes in the regular season, they can come perform. Same even last year. Julian Strawther remember that game he did against OKC? We weren't surprised by that because he played real minutes in the regular season.
And can I throw out a name? Colin Gillespie. He
is a great basketball
player.
Great's kind of.
Yeah, but he's
a great player in the grand scheme of things.
He's more than a helper on a team.
He's a real guy.
And so, as he plays for Phoenix Suns, and they look for him to help Devin Booker. Okay, my point is he was a Nugget. He was one of ours that we drafted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
but
undrafted,
but drafted or found him or whatever. He was on our team for many years. We just haven't been able to develop. But back to the point about what we're going to do on our offensive side. We've been talking about defense a lot because championships, defense wins championships. I get it. This season, the Nuggets had 10 different players that shot 38% or better from 3-point range. And that the minimum was 100 attempts when they did this data. No other team in NBA history has had 8+ players do the same thing. So we got some offense. We just got to practice and get and remember to always do our defense, and we should be good. And when I say good, we'll talk about later what I think what good means.
No, I agree with you, and I think that's why this series seems like a series. And if you want to go into predictions, to me, this feels like a 5 to 6 game series for the Nuggets. It should not go to 7. I'd be incredibly surprised if this is a 7-game series.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because again, when you match scoring,
Yeah.
and when you match all the things that Christoph was saying about who we can throw at Anthony Edwards,
Yeah.
they're not going to get some crazy scoring from some other guy. Like it's not happening.
No.
This is not on a consistent four games to win kind of thing.
And I don't know what our record was against them this season, but I know
we basically swept them. I think they won the last game.
They lost the last game.
It was 3-1.
3-4.
So I mean, it's not even a shade to the Timberwolves because I think they're a good team.
No, I do too. But
you can't take away a guy like Cat and tell me that they're still that's going to be the same team that got us a couple years ago.
Anthony Edwards, don't get me wrong. He's gotten better, but he's not. He's not. This season. That's why we talked about last time the rule of 65 that you had to play. He's not going to be in because he only played 61 games. Mm-hmm. So he was hurt a lot this season, unlike another season when he was just rip roaring and ready to go at the end. So he's not his full healthy self either. Not that I'm going to rely on that because he still can play basketball and he's one of the best basketball players in the league.
I think it would be disrespectful to the Nuggets and to themselves if they let one guy beat them as a whole collective.
Yeah, as a collective. Yes.
When you have the best player in the world in Jokic. Because Jokic is going to match whatever Anthony Edwards does. If 35 is the number Anthony Edwards gives in a game, Jokic should be able to give that amount. Then you're not counting about all the other people that should be scoring.
We will deprive Christoph, you'll love this, and we will deprive the NBA of seeing the matchup of the century between Joker and Wemby in round 2. So we got to get through round 1 to get to round 2.
Well, yeah, exactly. But also at the same time, one thing we haven't said, and I think it's fair to say at this point, let's act like Anthony Edwards he hasn't missed games coming. He's been injured on the way coming out into the season. So like, yes, he's an athlete. Yes, he's one of the best players in the league, but like he is coming off a knee injury.
Yeah.
That kept him sidelined, and he's gonna be ready to go mentally, physically. I pray because I want him at 100%.
Yeah, of course.
I want to end their season when they're playing at 100%. I don't want them to be injured. I don't want them to have any excuses. Right. I want that bloodstone.
No,
I want them over. I want to kill that Timberwolves under the moonlight.
Okay, we get you. We get you.
You want all 6 Infinity Stones.
Right.
Exactly. I don't want any excuses. So that's what I'm saying. So but I think it's fair to say
Vision's in trouble because you're gonna take that stone. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So. But I think it's fair to say like he's coming in a little bit not at 100%.
Correct.
He's coming off the knee. Naz Reid, same thing. Coming in with the shoulder injury. Mm-hmm. So Gobert, yada yada. And then Jaden McDaniels he's been a little bit banged up. So they're just like us. They're coming in with a little bit of health related issues. When they beat us beginning of March,
that wasn't the case.
That was like right in that midst of the Nuggets were still sliding, still haven't got it.
Tired.
AG was hurt. You know. I think a couple people didn't play that. Peyton Watson wasn't there, obviously. So we weren't at full strength. They only beat us by 9 points.
To your point, Chris,
and their second quarter they had 19 points. They got outscored. They allowed 32 points. And then they only scored 19. So that's a defensive issue. And you only lost by 9. I personally think that keep going, Kyle.
No,
I was just gonna give my prediction for the series.
Yeah, go ahead. And I was gonna add one thing. I was gonna say to your point, I think Naz Reid is their X factor because I don't know if we have a great defender for him.
No, we never have. Naz Reid has always been our matchup. We have never really corrected that. Like
but that's one guy who will go off.
He's the dog off the bench, or if not, he's a very tough guard.
We never if we went out and got like a Jerami Grant or someone
you'd have to
kind of like to nullify that'd been great, but we didn't, and we don't have that necessarily unless someone steps up out of nowhere. But we don't have that.
You could double him. I mean,
why would you?
Yeah, because if he's you do it if he's hitting threes.
Well, he's gonna hit threes. Like
Naz Reid's gonna cook us, no doubt.
Yeah, he's gonna cook us. It's like Cam, go guard him and just do whatever. Like you're not gonna throw AG on him.
Our thing is we gotta temper Ant. We gotta allow Julius Randle to think he's Superman because he's gonna have some bad possessions. He's gonna get hot. He's gonna be cold. And we just hope that he's hot early cold late,
But you
and we need Nas Reed to cook us in the first and somewhat in the third, but not in the fourth.
And before you say your this wait, I want this order because I want you to do your pick of the seed series pick. But what we've talked about is a lot about their team and their defense and what they do to us. We did not we still have a Hawk. We do. We got Joker and we still have a fire. What's the Fantastic Four guy that's the flame on? Jamal, okay.
I
We
was
got
say Tim Hardaway is he's
yeah,
a microwave too.
it's a microwave too. So we got these people that we didn't talk about our offense. Okay, they gotta handle us too. Yeah, we gotta handle Nas Reed. We gotta handle Ant. We gotta handle, all of them.
I think Bones is an interesting guy. Bruce Brown got to take real accountability to garbage.
And Bruce is this is the best Bruce Brown of the season.
Oh,
he's been working on his game, trying to get back to where he was, where, when we won the championship. He's close because this last month, we have relied on him in that second unit, and he has more than been successful at it. So he's worked his way back to what we know of as Bruce Brown. Okay?
Yeah, he's become like a different version of Bruce Brown. To your point, you can see the moment come when he has that game in the playoffs.
Yeah, because I've seen him pounding his chest and hitting the dunk and stealing the ball and doing all he has decided, okay, I'm not the Bruce Brown I was the last championship, but they still need me because they need me to do the dirt. They need me to do the dirty work. And he's stealing the ball and getting in the way and getting in people's faces and cutting in the back of the net to get the ball in, and now actually hitting his close around the rim stuff. Yeah. So he's been working on his game. He'll be fine. So we have a lot of people they have to be trying to get taken care of as well. So tell me who you think is going to win the series.
I will say this. David Adelman is a good playoff coach. He's a good playoff coach. I didn't know if he was a good regular season coach, but I do know for a fact after last season, he's a good playoff coach.
Tell me why.
The Clipper series, just how he was able to adapt, throw different lineups at the Clippers last year. Some of those making sure that Russ was playing, starting some of those matches. I don't know. I honestly just remember.
And Thunder series.
He stepped up to the call.
We weren't supposed to be going second with the Thunder.
Yeah, we weren't. Yeah, exactly.
I don't think anybody predicted that.
No one. No, even the truest of Nuggets fans didn't think they were going to go 7 with the Thunder.
We might have said it on the podcast, but it wasn't like a confident 7. It was just like Nuggets fans 7.
Yeah, it was like because I'm not
Nuggets and 7.
I'm not. Yeah, exactly. But like, but
Nuggets and 8.
Da did that.
We just kept going up the list.
Exactly. But like, I think at the end of the day, is Da is a good coach, and I'm excited to see
what he
him
does
in year 2 in the playoffs. Now having that back and with having that confidence, how he's tweaking, how is he going 1-for-1 with Chris Finch, and he just needs to make more adjustments. And trust that he is the better player. He has the best person. He has the best player on the court. And since that's the case, my heart wants to say Nuggets in 5, a repeat of 2023. But I just have a feeling that the Nuggets are going to drop a stupid game in Minnesota. So I'm going to say Nuggets in 6.
So, okay, here's let's even say this. Okay, we both said 5-6 over here too. So, 5 or 6. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 5. I definitely think it better be
5.5.
Yeah, right, 5.5. Okay, so here's the thing. Are we gonna win our game 1 at home?
It's a matinee.
Yes.
1:30. You know how we play at 1:30.
Nuggets win.
But the Nuggets have become. Might I say, we did beat Wemby on the matinee.
Yeah.
That gave me confidence.
That's right.
We broke the matinee streak.
Yeah, we might.
And it's the playoffs. It's different.
Trash that because we did beat Wemby at 1 o'clock.
That was the best game. That was my favorite. That was a classic game of the year, and then obviously Christmas was. But those were some great.
No, if Philadelphia was my favorite game of the year.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, when they beat Joel Embiid and they beat all healthy Philadelphia team.
And of course, when
Pickett was kicking, when Jaden Pickett was killing them, Zeke Naji was having buckets.
Yeah.
It was like a who's who of the bench was cooking them that night. I'll never forget that.
That
That was
was a
one of my
kid. That was
That
favorite.
the
was a
bench
crazy.
cook.
That was a crazy
That
win.
was one of my favorite
That was
That
a
was one
really
of
good
my
win.
Yeah,
favorite games.
they summoned the spirit of Jamal and Murray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we're anything else on final on this series that
Who
you're
did you?
thinking
What did
about?
you guys say? Let's just
We
do
said
it
five to
quickly.
six. We said
I
five to
say
six.
I don't know if it's gonna be 5
Do a
or 6.
definitive. Do a definitive.
I'll say five. I'll
Nuggets
say
and five
five.
for Jays.
I'm
That's a
not
fan five.
if we're gonna put this out there on the internet, I go Nuggets and 5
Duh. Not only gonna
because
put it on the internet, we're gonna put it on Spotify, YouTube,
check it
That's
out.
it.
Twitter.
Out.
Make sure you get a download that. I mean,
Yeah.
download the podcast.
Yeah.
But I do agree. I think it's Nuggets and 5. The moment we figure out a solution for Naz Reid, I think it's a wrap.
Yeah.
He's the X factor. We just got to
And lock down Jay McDaniels.
So you guys both are going five, Nuggets and five. I'm going Nuggets and
Well, you
six.
said five, you said six. We're good. We got it
Okay.
all.
Yep. Lakers and 5.
Just Nuggets. Just Nuggets.
Let's go. Let's go. Not Nuggets. Where should we start? Should we start with Steph Curry?
No, that was last night's game.
Last night. That was a really good game.
And we already put the date out there, so it's April 16th. Let's do the first round games, which were on Tuesday night, and they were all play-ins, and they had a mix. They did a good job. They had the 9 and 10s, and then the 7 and 8s in each of the
days.
On the days, and so now we know that all of them were good games. How many went in overtime? A couple of them went in overtime, right?
Yeah.
And then
Or close down the stretch. The Orlando and Heat game went into overtime, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Which one?
Charlotte in the Heat.
Charlotte. What did I say? Charlotte.
Say again. Charlotte in
the
said
Heat.
Miami in the Heat.
Okay.
No, you said Orlando in the Heat.
Orlando. Yeah.
Yeah. No, Charlotte. All I'll say about that game was what a fantastic game that was.
Yeah.
And the most ironic piece of it to me was how the game ended, right?
Yeah.
So you have LaMelo Ball.
Oh my.
No. Like hear it out really fast. You have LaMelo going up with like 4 or 5 seconds left. He scores a layup, right? They get the ball. Miami does. They inbound it. Davion Mitchell, takes it up the court. He gets all the way down, and Michael Bridges. I always get the names.
Mikhail.
No,
I think it's Mikhail.
Miles.
Thank you. Miles Bridges.
I'm sorry.
Miles Bridges blocks a shot, and obviously they win by 1, right? The crowd goes wild. That was a really great environment in Charlotte. They haven't had much to cheer about.
Yeah.
No. Let me continue to give the Charlotte fans their credit. That was a fantastic basketball environment in there. I was like, okay, the Hornets need to be good because their fans deserve it. That was cool.
Hey, let Braun tell that they should have a team.
No,
whatever.
Memphis.
No,
whatever it is.
I'm just making it joke.
Yeah, I get you, Kyle.
I agree with you.
That was such a great environment.
Yeah.
But the thing that was the most ironic piece of to me was that LaMelo Ball is able to get to the rim unprotected because the center wasn't there, right? And the center wasn't there because earlier in the game, LaMelo Ball collides with Bam Adebayo, and on his way down, he hits the ground first. Bam is kind of like coming down to the ground a little bit slower, and then is promptly aided by the hand of LaMelo Ball pulling out his leg, which causes Bam to then have really no support on his way down, and he hits the ground tailbone first, has to leave the game. Which, if to anybody watching it, including the league, because he was fined after that, was a dirty play. It was dirty, and it was kind of like everything people don't like about LaMelo is that he's kiddie. He's fun to watch, right? He's got a lot of game. No one discredits that. It's unserious at times. You know what I mean? He's not mature. That was everything in one play, in my opinion.
Well,
that was the LaMelo game.
I agree with you, but I thought you were going to go. That was atrocious to me because I love Bam. Okay, number one. I thought you were going to go to the end of the game. You went to the end of the game where he made the basket. But before that, he had 2 really terrible fouls. I think he fouled a 3-point shooter, and he did something else
turned the
ball over that caused them to have to have this miraculous finish to win. They did, all is well, but LaMelo was involved in now several 3, 4 different plays that were like critical for the Heat
I mean, here's
to
the
win.
thing. Hornets been bad for a couple years. They got LaMelo.
A couple.
They got well, first of all, they got Bridges, they got Melo, they got Brandon
since
Miller.
just say since Michael Jordan bought them.
They
I was
got
gonna say they've been pretty
they
bad.
got Brandon Miller.
They were so bad they literally left Charlotte.
Yeah, that's true.
Then they came back as the Bobcats and was historically so bad they had to change their name back to the Hornets.
Oh, yeah.
I think they've been to the playoffs one time in like 25, 30 years.
Gerald Wallace was on their team.
And that's why I'm glad that you were calling out their fans. Their fans were having a ball. And I was like, ooh, if they lose this game, it's going to be too many sad people in Charlotte tonight. They were having a ball in that arena. That's what makes basketball so exciting, to see a fan base.
I think Christoph makes a really good point.
That was good.
Bam getting hurt right there is incredibly important to the ending of that game.
Sure.
Because that ball got swatted on the other end because of Miles Bridges. Bam is one of the best rim protectors in the NBA. Yeah. That ball LaMelo put up would have got swatted into the next. Oh,
that was such a light layup. He got past the defender and just laid it up.
Yeah,
like they had nobody to come around on the backside to even put up a fight on that one, which was crazy to me because wow, if Bam's there, Bam's gonna contest.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you finish, but Bam has had one of the best blocks in NBA history when he did in the bubble. Yeah, and people don't like to talk about it, but it didn't happen. But the finger block was crazy. So I just think
on Jason Tatum,
I think, and you miss a guy that scored 83 points in a basketball game.
Oh yeah, we missed him.
All that plays into the Heat losing. We talked about it. Me and Christoph talked about it. That team looks like they're fit. And if I was in Miami and I was a GM, I would be going full throttle on number 34 from the Bucks and getting Giannis Antetokounmpo on that team.
Well, Pat Riley was there and he had a sad face, so he may be.
Can you imagine Giannis?
Get Giannis down here.
You've been to Miami. You lived in Miami.
Yeah, I lived in Miami.
Tell me that Giannis would not be a perfect fit for the culture of Miami. Get that team going to stadiums again.
Giannis, if you're hearing this podcast, and you should be, because you can get it. They'll take your brothers with them.
I was gonna say
enough roster space to bring your brothers.
As like Giannis, we know you're not doing anything tonight.
Yeah, right. Come on.
You ain't prepared for a game.
Pat Riley, I'm gonna tell you what. If you get Giannis, you have to have him on our podcast because we told you to do it.
I would only be focusing on that if I'm Pat Riley. I would spend my entire next 30, 40 days calling anybody I know in Greece and saying, "Hey, do you know Giannis? I'm coming to Santorini. I'm coming." That's how serious I'd be about that.
I saw a funny tweet. It was like, "Shout out to the Heat for only playing 83 games in honor of Bam."
Yeah.
But it's real. So happy trails so long to the Heat.
I want to say Cancun. It's early, but Cancun. Yeah, was it Ron is in Cancun for Miami?
Yeah.
Yeah. What I would say, the next one was the Portland beat Phoenix. We don't have to spend too much time on that. Denny, I thought that was his coming out party. I know he was an all-star this game.
Yeah.
Or this season, shall I say. But 41 big spots, that and one at the end. Yeah. That was dog work. That was truly dog work. And I'm excited to see him versus Wemby. I think Wemby and them are gonna kind of smack them around. But I think that they have a good squad. Honestly, the sad thing about Portland,
the coaches have changed.
No, not that. No, because the coaches have done a phenomenal. Job.
That's what my point is. The coach has done a phenomenal.
That man Chauncey lost his job, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Well, duh. I mean,
I'm saying
Chauncey got bigger issues than to worry about his job.
I'm just saying it's really gone now.
That coach has done a tremendous.
But the fact that their best player is literally on a boot on the sideline when Dame is healthy.
That's what I said. The Northwest.
Dame has got everything around him to finally, and he's got truly a number 2. Because as I said, he for this season and going for the rest of the playoffs, I can't say his last name, Avia. Denny, like that man, that he proved something to me that night, and I don't know. I think it's but I say Portland's for real. No, I think they
did too. The Portland gave us trouble.
Portland gave us some trouble. Every time we would win, they won some.
They seriously.
They did, but they
and I wouldn't count them completely out of the Spurs because again, we're talking about a team.
I will.
No, I will say they're gonna lose the Spurs. What I'm saying is, to your point, Christoph, rule number one of the playoffs, you got to learn how to end the team season. Spurs are not going to be able to beat them
That's what's
quickly.
going to be their
It is
problem.
not going to be a sweep series for them.
That's going to be
They're
their
going to have to
problem.
figure out how to win in the playoffs. That series is going to be, for no reason whatsoever but inexperience, a 6-game series for them.
Yeah. And you know what we talked about, we didn't talk about it with the other side, but we're going to do that with we talked about the Heat a lot, and we didn't talk about what Charlotte's got to take care of because they have to play again. But so we don't know yet.
Well,
But on
that's a
our side right
great.
now, this team right here is going to play the Spurs. So we're going to talk about that right now. Spurs are going to beat them. Okay.
Yeah.
But they will both learn a lot. And thank goodness that the Spurs are getting someone like this because the Spurs haven't been in playoff.
That's why they're gonna get a rude awakening when they play the Nuggets.
A rude awakening.
God willing, the Nuggets win the first round, they're gonna get a rude awakening when they play the Nuggets.
Yeah, I know.
They're not really gonna feel the playoff experience
No.
until they come to Denver. Like it
No,
isn't.
we're gonna
This
harp
is
on,
what playoffs feels like.
we're gonna harp on it when the time comes. Sometime in early to mid-May, we'll be talking about that series, no doubt. But until then, I think this will be a good one for them to show the might of the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah.
I think that, like I said, Denny proved to me they still got Drew Holiday, Jeremy Grant. Sorry. I know. If you listen to this pod, you know I call him Jeremy ever since he left the Nuggets.
Yeah.
I call him Jeremy. But Jeremy Grant, he's there. They squad Klingman. Scoot is very disappointing, but he's on there.
He is
So like they have a really good team. I just think they're missing one key piece, and that's Dame. But I think they're gonna be a frisky out because to your point too, which is my point, is they haven't ended anybody's season either.
No, they haven't either.
And so like that's quite it's a
that series reminds me.
That's a rock fight. That's a rock fight in a glass house.
You know what that series reminds me
But
of?
I just think San Antonio is better, so San Antonio's gonna advance.
That series is gonna remind me a lot of last year's series, Knicks versus Detroit, where you have a team that's clearly the better team, which is the Knicks, versus a team that doesn't care about your being better than them.
Scrappy.
They're not sitting there saying, "Oh, Spurs is gonna kill us." They ain't never like y'all ate it. You guys have neither one of us have ate at this table.
Yeah.
We're willing to eat there and see how long. You know what I'm saying? They're like, we're willing to stay at the table as long as y'all do.
Yep.
You know, that series is gonna be more important than you think. I think if anybody just looked at that series, oh, Spurs gonna sweep, and I don't think it's gonna be like that.
I don't think there's.
I could be wrong, but I just don't think it's gonna.
Portland will win one. I got 5. They'll win. They'll win in 5. I
Yes,
think
but
Portland
it's
is
6.
one game.
I think it's gonna. I think I could see. I think San Antonio is just significantly better. I'll throw at 5.
I got 6.
I got 5. I think they'll win a game. They're not going to get swept.
No, not swept.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be swept.
What about the Sixers versus the Magic? I have to say this, as we all know, that the Magic are my second favorite team. It goes Nuggets, wide gap, and then the Magic. That was pathetic. And I think the Magic need to. They have a Paolo Banchero problem. Paolo Banchero might be the trash player I've seen in a long time. Like he's decent. He's a decent player. I can't say anything other than that he's just decent. He doesn't elevate the team. He doesn't elevate his game. He has no clutch gene, and boy oh boy does he suck. Like that was awful. Down the stretch, that was god awful. So let me talk about someone who I have a lot of immense respect for.
Even and Sandy Clough into the podcast in one swoop.
Rolled into one.
I'm sorry. That was
soliloquy.
No. Okay. You wanted I said this off pod. You guys prompted me into say it. I was off of it. That is no longer Paolo Banchero. That is Paolo Bumcaro, because that dude is a bum. And in Orlando, you are never gonna win with him as your number one. Thank God you traded for Desmond Bane, and boy oh boy, do you wish you had those 4 number 1 picks, because you're gonna have to get from under that. And I don't know who's gonna trade for him. Maybe Memphis, because Jesus, that is.
Can I straw man this, or you got something else?
No, I was just gonna say Maxey dogged out. Maxey in the Sixers, they are gonna be a frisky 6 game series. 6-game series for the Celtics.
Can I straw man everything you said about Paulo Banchero?
Go for
Dude,
it.
first of all, the easiest one is the dude's 23 years old.
Yeah.
Name me another superstar that either was leading his team into multiple rounds and a lot of times Lamar it took LeBron years to get going. It took a lot of people to get going. Even though LeBron did take his team to the NBA Finals at a certain point.
There's
But
that.
I'm just saying he's only 23 years old. Two, my biggest thing with Paolo Banchero, and this maybe it's because he's also wearing a Magic jersey. I think he could be like an AG where he's not the guy. But if he goes to a team he's not the number one guy, he could be a problem. Like he can make a big difference in another team's uniform. He might not be the one, but again, I don't even know if I can say he's not the one when he's 23 years old.
Yeah, no question. Enough said. I mean, he's not as bad as his bad, but he did play bad last night. So he didn't play well enough to win. So there you go.
And then we got the last game we didn't talk about.
Yep.
Golden State. Never underestimate the heart of a champion.
Nope.
Just when you think you had them down.
Yeah.
And Clippers sure did believe they had them down. Clippers had them down for 55 minutes of that game. It looked like they was never going to get into that last moment.
They forgot who they were.
But then they forgot. You know what was killing me? It's almost like teams don't realize that Al Horford could shoot a three.
Well, he was missing in the first quarter.
It doesn't matter. It's like they act like Al Horford can't shoot a three. I seen one time this guy went underneath instead of going over the screen, he went underneath it, which gave Al Horford all the room he needed for a three, as if not to mention he had already hit two threes in that corner before the guy went underneath.
I was watching the game and I said, "Wow, Al Horford's missing his 3-point shooting shots today because he usually hits them from minute go." Yeah. Well, they thought that's how he was going to stay, but no, he didn't. So
and then KP hit a bunch of threes, and then of course Curry's like, "I'm not missing out on these threes. I can always hit these."
It's almost like fuel for him to see other people get it. So I got to do it.
Goes and plays another Curry type game, and then we already said what Draymond did. Draymond locked Kawhi Leonard down.
Said it at a press conference. He
said, "Oh, he gave him his confidence."
Yes, he gave him his flowers.
I mean, his flowers, rather.
He gave him his flowers. He said he's one of the best defenders in the NBA.
He held him to 0 points.
Yeah,
0 points. Now let me be fair. To be fair, Kawhi Leonard, big games, definitely gets stripped down. But that's neither here nor there.
No,
Draymond definitely got him.
You can't say that about Kawhi. He's got 2 Finals MVPs.
Lately, not the earlier.
Yeah, not when he was in San
Antonio. I mean,
from the time the Nuggets played. Ever since we played him in the bubble, that's 6 years.
What you're saying is like since he got to LA, since he's become a Clipper Kawhi don't scare you in the playoffs. That's what you're saying.
That's what we're saying. Yeah, Kawhi. Clipper
Kawhi doesn't scare you in the playoffs.
Obviously,
because I was like, don't say that about Kawhi with 2 Finals MVPs.
Kawhi in general, he's a top 75 NBA basketball player. Kawhi's still even as bad as it was for him yesterday, Kawhi is still him.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in big moments recently, he has gotten locked up.
Well, he got the MVP for the All-Star game, so he got his trophy.
That's fair. He got his trophy.
Yeah. That goes a long way. He also has a first class or business class. I don't know which one Ballmer's paying for him. Trip to Cancun because they are gone. And I love that CP3 was trolling them on Twitter or on Instagram. He did like the funeral. He like the guy in the funeral looking at him. He's like wearing all black at their funeral.
Dang,
you guys did CP. God don't like ugly. Y'all did CP3 wrong.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And guess what? Y'all came. Congratulations. They had a terrible start to the season.
That's true.
They worked all the way back to get a home playoff game, albeit a playing game, a home playoff game, and they got stiffed. They got curried. Like at the end of the day, like when Steph Curry goes Super Saiyan, like there's maybe Jordan, maybe LeBron game 6 at Boston. Like that's end of list. Those are the only 2 people I'd put above Curry going Super Saiyan.
Giannis when he did that 50-something game, that was great.
And I would still raise you Curry. I'm sorry. If you're gonna put Giannis going absolute nuts on one end, I'm gonna still take Curry when Curry goes unconscious. Because when Curry goes unconscious and he does it typically,
there's nothing you can do.
There is nothing you can do. And when he hit that 3 last night, everybody in the state of California Knew that thing was going in.
Yeah.
Curry played so good. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna let this hamstring rest.
Well, there's something where they had somebody was
Yeah, that sucks for them.
He put the ball up, fell into the crowd, face down, didn't know the ball had gone into the
and he started
cylinder,
talking to him.
and started talking to the guy. Did it go in? Did it go in?
He knew it went in. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that being said, you have the Hornets versus Orlando.
Yeah.
You have the Suns versus the Warriors for the 8 seeds.
Yes.
That's
those are all dead.
tomorrow
Those
night.
are all dead, man. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna even make.
I don't think
dead
that.
man
I don't necessarily get
Oh, you
that.
think the Warriors are going to get OKC?
Well, no, the West is dead man.
Okay.
And then
I said I wouldn't necessarily say it because the Hornets are frisky.
they're not beating Detroit.
They're not. I don't think so. But like,
Cade's back, bro.
I think what it is what you just said about them last season, or even
They went through it. They went through it. You don't have to.
That is the the Portland San Antonio series. The East equivalent will be because I'm counting Orlando out. You already heard what I had to say. Unless Desmond Bain goes nutty, like Orlando is done. They're done. They're done. I'm so sorry. They're gonna have a home game, but I bet the Hornets beat them by 10 tomorrow.
So let's close this out. So on both sides, East and West, 5. We're gonna do both of them. We're gonna say who we're gonna win at the same time. I mean, we know who's gonna win. We're gonna OKC and Detroit, but okay. But how many games? You think they're gonna sweep them, or are they gonna do by 5? Are they gonna get?
I think the Suns get swept.
And Golden State, or who? Are you saying? Okay, you're saying the Suns.
You said the Suns.
You said Suns win without since Curry's out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's sweep either way. I think
and then a sweep. So you think the challengers are going to be the Suns, and you think it's going to be a sweep against OKC?
I think Detroit wins that series in 5 games. Either team they play, they're not going to lose that series at all.
No, they're sweeping Orlando.
And Chris got a playoff philosophy. I got my playoff philosophy. There's steps to winning championships.
Yeah, there are.
Detroit lost last year. That's gonna make them. They're gonna move. They're gonna move further. Like they learned from that. They're not gonna play with their food in the first round.
Right.
They're gonna get to that next level.
So whoever comes out, no matter, just chump change.
I just honestly, you know what? This could be the ultimate of all ultimate. Like they're not ready for the big time moment for the Hornets. They've had a good season. They've been offensively the second best team in the NBA, behind the Denver Nuggets, and they can score and beat any team on a good night. But what happens in the playoffs is you have the high that they just had, right?
Yeah.
Now they're traveling to Orlando. Orlando's the home team for that match, by the way. So maybe Orlando was like, "Dang, we just lost. Let's regroup," because they've been in the play.
What you gonna say when Paulo give them 30?
Still a bum because that means if he gives him 30 and he hits close ones down the stretch, I'll eat crow. I will eat crow. But I also think that the Hornets are going to beat them by 10. This is a solid time. To answer your question, I have to say this: if the Hornets are able to recalculate, regroup, go out there and handle business, I think they lose in 5. If they let go, I think Orlando gets swept.
There's no series on either one of those.
Yeah, it's no series.
I don't.
I think that
especially if Cade's back. Cade's an excellent player.
I think OKC is going to sweep the Suns. If it's the Suns, I think Warriors get 1 game, but OKC wins.
You think the Warriors are going to get 1 game on OKC?
Champs always figure out a way to get a game.
Yeah, they do. They're champions.
They ain't going to roll. They ain't going to quite.
Draymond.
With that, they better have Curry.
They got KP. They got Pod. Them boys going to get a game.
They said that Curry should be shut down for the rest of the season. That's what they've been saying today.
He did get shut down.
Well, then if he's shut down, they're not going to get anything.
Yeah, it's over. I forgot he's going to be out, so they ain't going to win nothing.
Yeah, come on,
all right,
guys.
Moving on.
All right,
let's be so for real.
Yeah.
2 minutes remaining.
2 minutes remaining.
2 minutes remaining.
Get paid, young girl. Get paid.
Who's getting paid?
WNBA.
Girls, yeah, the women.
Girls get paid. The women get paid. Shout out to first Asia Wilson. Asia Wilson.
What?
Get in the bag. Asia Millie.
3 million.
Well, yeah, congratulations.
Good for her.
Well deserved. Obviously, MVP, champ, multi-champ,
face of the W.
Face of the W.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be stopped. Even
Yep.
in the year when they thought she wasn't going to win, she still won. Clinton
Yep.
rises to the top.
Personality to boot. Just a wonderful face.
Shout out to her.
Shout out.
Who else got someone else got a nice bag too. Was it Jackie Young? Was it Jackie Young got paid really well? What's her name was funny. What's her name from LA Sparks now? She used to play on the Aces too. Kelsey Plum. She was like, I want to be in that I want to be in that LA $1 million bracket. Go ahead and put me at 9,000. Yeah. She's like, go ahead and run that nines up for me because I don't need to be in that $1 million tax bracket.
Yeah, you do.
Not in LA.
Yeah.
She said, not in LA. And plus, of course, she said, I want more people to get paid on my team to figure out how we get some roster space. And then the WNBA draft was here.
Yes.
I really thought there was a good pick, Raven Johnson to the Indiana Fever. I thought that was a really good pick for them. Adds a little strategy to her.
And what about our home girl?
South Carolina. Should have went number one.
Should have went number one, but
Lauren Betts should have went number one. I'm gonna stick to it. I believe in it. I think she should have went number one. You win the national championship. You lead a team. You knew that they were gonna do what they did this year.
She's from Colorado,
and then they did it. It's like it's one thing to know you have to win the national championship.
Yep.
Her,
her sister,
Gabby
Jaquez,
Gabby Jaquez, and then Kiki Rice. All went top 10 in this year's draft. Great basketball.
And Angela Dogalic. Serbian.
Yeah.
They're good. That UCLA team stamped themselves as they needed to.
Absolutely.
Led by our girl from Colorado.
Yep. Grandview. Okay. So
I
don't know about repping Grandview like
that.
Yeah, I ain't saying. Okay.
And then of course the number one pick. Number one pick in the draft.
Yeah.
Bud.
Yeah.
Number one.
Izzy
Fudd.
As expected.
Used to play with Paige. They got the UConn. They have that nice connection, that team right there. So
we'll see how they do.
Not only that, then also
they still might be drafted next year number one still. No, I'm just joking.
Oh my God, why am I blanking right now?
From what team? Floje?
No. Her former teammate.
Oh, who else is on that team? Yeah, they got 3 team playmates.
No, from LSU. I'm blanking right now. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
You talking about Angel Reese?
Yes, thank you, Angel.
Yeah.
Angel got traded to the Atlanta Dream.
Yep. Yeah, that was
good. So you got some movement in the league right now.
Her brand is crazy in Atlanta.
I know.
Her in Atlanta is different.
That's a perfect place.
She might be the first WNBA player to be a billionaire.
Yeah.
She really could do it.
I feel like Atlanta's brewing something. I mean, the Dream. They also had.
So y'all haven't mentioned the girl. She got engaged.
Who?
Caitlin. She wasn't in the draft, but she's back, and her team is getting better, and they are going to be.
Caitlin Clark got engaged.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Congratulations to her.
Congratulations, Caitlin. She is. And her sweetheart that she's had been.
You think they could win the championship this year, Indiana?
Why not?
She got to stay healthy.
She got
to stay healthy. That'd be interesting. She get her first dub. She finally get her.
I think
maybe she won in high school, but she ain't won college.
I think
it's time for her to get her Larry Bird.
I don't know if she got engaged.
You don't think she got engaged?
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think so.
Ma, you in the barbershop?
Yeah, you thought you was breaking news on that one, Mama.
Yeah,
I'm not breaking news on that one. She got engaged.
No, she didn't.
You must, Chris. You must have been thinking.
No, we pride ourselves on proper journalism tactics here on the pod.
Oh,
that did not happen. That did not happen. That was
barbershop. Okay, I'm rumors. Yeah. I'm a little ahead of the news or whatever.
Yeah,
you speak of that one into existence. Okay. You sound like Caitlin Clark's mom.
That's what you sound
mom,
like. So
he
better put a ring on.
Chris, what's your predictions though? What's your predictions for the WNBA this year?
And I mean. I think a good rookie class for one. I think if done correctly, the Wings should be the best team in the NBA or WNBA, shall I say?
The Wings?
The Wings, yes.
Heck no.
Because you still have Paige, Rookie of the Year. She's gonna take a step forward. Girl from North Carolina, Notre Dame. Who's still on that team? Gumawale. She's an absolute dog. You're having fun. They have some other key role players on that team. Obviously, I like Minnesota. That's always the Lynx have always been my squad. They've been my WNBA squad. Um, and then Asia Wilson. Like, is Asia Wilson going for the quest for four? So I think you have some good storylines. You have some new teams. Obviously, you have Portland. The Portland new team is in there. Who else? There's one more
I think
new
you
team.
made the team you talked about earlier. They're a dangerous team. The Atlanta Dream.
Oh yeah, in Toronto.
They
Toronto
could
got
be
a new team.
dangerous.
So expansion, the new CBA that's
Yeah.
allowing for the Supermaxes,
Yeah.
a new rookie class.
Comets are coming back.
The
They're
WNBA is
getting in
in
a
a
better
great
place. They're in a
spot.
better place.
And yeah, like I said, like they got paid. They're gonna be on the spotlight.
Yep. Expansion teams.
It'll be
New
good.
expansion teams.
And then guess what? Lucky for them, they get Juju Watkins next year.
Yep. Oh, everybody comes back.
Hopefully.
After she wins her championship with
Yeah.
USC.
Yeah.
The league is in a great place. So
Yeah.
anyways.
They should expand to Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised we haven't got a team. And if it means anything to us, we got the Nuggets.
Yep.
Avs are playing good.
Yes.
Broncos played well last year. Rockies just got new owners. Still the same owners, but they got new owner class with the same ownership that owns them.
Soda portion 40%.
You got we had the largest soccer sport, women's soccer.
DU hockey.
NWSL.
Champs.
We could really be up. We could really be up with a WNBA team. That's our pitch. That's our pitch.
Okay, Nuggets, this is your pitch. This is your time. This is your year. They're not gonna give Jokers MVP. I'm already convinced that they won't do that. But the year that we didn't get the MVP, then you should have gotten it. You won. So that's that's your next trophy you're gonna get.
We have 16 games.
Yeah, exactly. You just said kind of what I was gonna say. I only had 3 words for the Denver Nuggets going into this postseason. 16 more wins.
That's it.
I thought you were gonna say just win, baby.
Just win.
Anyways, from the Just Nuggets podcast, my name is K. Kali. This is Just Janet.
Yep, you'll see us on what channels?
We're actually, we're on X, Twitter, and of course we're on Threads if you want to have us talking about Nuggets.
Yeah.
Christoph, thank you for another great episode.
Yeah.
And as always, go Nuggets.
Go Nuggets.
Go Nuggets.